Hello students. In the last video we have discussed how to initialize an array, right? Two ways we have seen. So today in this video we'll learn mainly two things. The first thing is the a operation using array, one dimensional array over a string, and the second thing we'll learn is another way how to take input in an array. All right, so let's start. So for today the question or the problem statement will be to check whether a given string is palindrome or not. So palindrome, I hope you know, so we'll discuss. Okay, palindrome means are the strings, you know. Okay, we have discussed string means collection of characters. So palindrome are those strings whom if you read both ways will give the same meaning or same spelling. Say mom, mom. Okay, so mom if you read this way or in reverse it gives the same meaning, right? Say Malayalam, Malayalam also is the same. In both direction it will spell the same. If you spell it from left to right it will give Malayalam. If you spell it from right to left it will be Malayalam, right? Isn't it? Say something A B C D, again D C B A, both direction it is same. So those characters or those words which when it is read from left to right or right to left spells the same, those characters, those strings or those words are called palindrome. Alright, so let's see how we'll do is, we know string is always, for string always we have to take what? Array. So for that first thing is we have to do is we have to take an array, insert the string in an array, right? To check whether the string is a palindrome or not, first thing we have to take the input from the user and store it in an array, right? So we have entered in the array. So what's the logic? So first thing is index numbers will be start from 0 as we have discussed, and it will go up to where? The size minus 1. So here the size is what? 8. So you can say length of the array is 8, but index number is up to 7, right? So now the logic is what? We will check the first character or first element of the array with the last element of the array. So the first element of the array and the last element of the array should be or must be same. If it is not same, it is not a palindrome. Similarly, the element in the second index of the array, that is here now it is B, must be same with the element in the second last index of the array, right? Similarly, third element or element in the third index of the array or index number 2 must be equal to the third last number, same this also, right? So now see, the thing is what, which are the, how we are checking? We are checking like first we have divided the array in two, right? In two half we have divided the array. So all the elements of the first half is checked with all the elements of the second half, but in reverse way. In the first half we are taking the elements from left to right, and in the second half we are taking the element from right to left, right? Only this is the difference. So when we are dividing the array in these two, so say if I start a pointer to check from this direction or from index 0, right, and another pointer to check from this. So this pointer, consider it as your finger. What will happen? This pointer will go move up to how much? up to which position we need to move to find it whether the string is in palindrome or not. Up to this, isn't it? Why? Because up this there will be another pointer that will be checking up to here, right? So this pointer will go up to here max. It won't be crossing this half. So for the calculation, what we'll do, we'll first divide the array by 2, length by 2, right? We'll find the half of the array. Then we'll take a counter. Since what is happening, since same thing is happening, I am checking element first to last, second to second last, third to third last, right? So the counter will start from where? 0, that is first index, right? Say I, say this pointer is I, so it will start from where? I 0, and it will not go up to the last one, it will go up to what? Half of the array, right? It will go up to half of the array, and this half will be given some different value, right? So let's see the program, we'll understand. So what we have taken is a array of name str whose type is character and whose maximum size is 50, right? Now see, in the last video how we have taken input in the array from the user, we have taken a size that is say L, and here we have asked the user to enter the size of the array. User will first enter the size of the array, then after that by running a loop we will enter all the elements in all the indexes, right? There is another way to do that, is we will directly ask enter the string of the or enter the string. Okay, I will directly ask the user to enter the elements of the array, and how it will be saved, we will use another input function gets, gets. Gets means get string. Okay, so whatever the user will enter, this function will get it and save it in this array. Which array? str. So inside the first bracket we have to write the name of the array, right? So here the name of the array is str. So whatever the user will enter, those element will be captured by which function? Gets, gets, and store in this array, that is str. So automatically the size of the array will become whatever the user entered, right? So say the user enters 10 elements, so automatically the size of the array becomes 10. We no need to initialize it at the beginning. Understood? So next we'll do what? Next we'll so here next we'll do is we have taken L. So L will store what? The length of the array. I need the length. Why? Because I have to divide the array in two halves, right? I need the length because I have to divide the array in two halves. So to divide the array in two halves, I first need to know how much the total length of the array is. Without knowing, I cannot divide. So for that I will use another function that is called strlen. So strlen stands for what? String length. Alright, strlen stands for string length. So this function, so which string we need, or which array's length we need? Only one array we have, that is str. So that array's length we need, so in the bracket we will write str. Alright, strlen is the function string length that will give the length of an array. So which string's length will give, we will write the name inside the parenthesis or first bracket. Okay, so see, this is a string function. This is a string function, means functions that works on string. Okay, so we need definition for this. As in the beginning videos we have discussed, cout, cin, computer knows how. All the definitions are in iostream header file, right? Similarly for gets, which is a string function, or strlen, which is a string function. There are many different string functions. So those functions definition are in header file string.h. So whenever you are using a string function, you have to include header file string.h. Don't forget it or it will show error. Alright, remember it. So now what happens is, now we will begin the check. So the check is the same thing is happening. So we will take a loop. So for loop, so I will begin from where? 0 will go up to I less than L by 2, right, as discussed. Now inside what we will check, if string I is not equal to string L minus I minus 1. So what does it mean? So let's say, let's create a small example here. So this is what? This is 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, right? So I will start from where? From this point and will go up to less than L by 2. So L by 2 will be 8 by 2, that is 4, and less than L by 2, that means up to 3. So I will see the value 0, 1, 2, 3, right? So for that, so first pointer, so this represent the first half of the array, this represent the second half of the array. Okay, so first half of the array I will keep on going. First it will show 0, then I plus plus 1, then I plus plus 2, then I plus plus 3, right? For the second half, what will happen? It looks little confusing, but it's very easy to understand. For the second half, what will happen is, when I will check for 0, when I will check for 0, from this half, which index value should we check? This one, right? When the program is checking this index value, which index value from this half we need to check this? So say this is the half divided, so which index value? This. So for that part, we again, when it will check this, which index value we need to check? This, right? So for this, the equation will be, or the expression will be L. L means the length, that is 8, minus whatever the value of I is at that moment. So at the beginning, say if value is 0, so 0, 8 minus 0 minus 1, that is 7. So see, when I is 0, that is I is checking the 0th index. Which index this is checking? 7, right? That is this. So that only what we have to check. Again, when I value is 1, so which index value we need to see? 6. So let's see with this formula we can see or not. Length is L is 8, minus I is what? 1 minus 1, right? So 8 minus 1, 7 minus 1, 6. So I am checking 6 or not. With 1 I am checking index 6. Again with 2 I am checking what? 8 minus 2 minus 1, that is 5, right? So I am checking with 2, 5, like this with 3, 4. So you have understood this, why I have written this way, right? Now let's see why I have written not equal to in place of equal to. So the thing that we are discussing is palindrome is what? When the first element is equal to the last element, and similarly second element is equal to the second last element, and it will keep on going, right? So when we are discussing equal to, why I am writing not equal to? I can directly write equal to, right? See, if I write equal to, if I check equal to an error, I write it is a palindrome. The problem will be, say in place of C, it is F, right? Okay, so now when I will check A in the first iteration, when I will be 0, A equal to A, right? So if I have written here double equal to, that is equal for equal to, if I check A equal to A, what it will give? If it is not written palindrome, it will write palindrome directly. This will check palindrome, but when it will check this, it is not a palindrome, right? So for palindrome, every alphabet or every character or every element of the array must be same with the opposite half in the opposite direction. Okay, so in reverse we can say if any of the element is not same, then it does not satisfy. So that reverse we have used. Okay, so we have checked. If it is not equal, we have written. If it is not equal, then you have to write a print not a palindrome and will break, as we have discussed in earlier programs also. Break does work. Break will directly get you out of the for loop. So once even a single character is not matching, it will directly print not a palindrome and it will get out. It will not check again. Okay, this loop will not run again. Alright, so next what it is written is, if after getting out of this, after getting out of this, what you will check, if I has whether the I, that is say this array, say this is 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, so half of this will be up to this side. So we'll check whether this I from here to here has reached or not. So see, when this condition will be satisfied, this condition only will be satisfied when all the elements are equal or all the elements satisfy the condition of palindrome. Only then I will reach up to here. If I don't reach up to here, that means it is not a palindrome. So when the I will reach up to this, that is L by 2, I will reach up to L by 2 only when all the elements satisfies the condition of palindrome. So when we can consider it is a palindrome when this condition is satisfied. Alright, so this is the program. So now let's see the result, what it gives. Okay, let's say compile, no errors, enter the element in the array, say Malayalam, which we know is a palindrome. Let's see what the program gives. It is a palindrome, correct? Let's check another, say computer. So directly you can say it is not a palindrome. Let's see what the program returns. Not a palindrome. Okay, understood? So if you have any doubt, you can contact me. Go through these programs nicely. These are very important programs. Okay, so thank you.